Happy Monday. And we are back again. I'm gonna need some more of that today. Today I want to talk about something that I think that a lot of people who want to get into the creative field, want to get into creativity as a pastime, just want to start putting their ideas in actual form. There's a major misconception when it comes to what creativity is and how to obtain it. When we are speaking to other creatives in general, or even observing their work, we look at them, or vast majority of people look at them as if they have a natural aptitude or a talent to produce these works. And when we think that something has an innate ability, something baked into it that cannot be separated, we always put ourselves at a major disadvantage when it comes to learning new things and exploring new things and creating new things. Creativity is not a talent. Creativity is a skill. It's a practice skill. And the problem with creativity and learning how to be creative is that in a binary world, we think about questions as having yes and no answers. When we think about approaching a creative solution to something, we think about it can be either A or B. When in actuality, there's A through Z. There's always going to be a different answer to the question. And how does one attain true creativity? And a lot of it comes down to what our actual, I talked about this before, our visual library contains and how we process problems. The thing I do not want to do in this video is get too philosophical when it comes to how I create, but there is something to be understood when we talk about creativity and creative endeavors. When I say creativity is a skill, it's not a talent. You have to practice creativity. How does one practice creativity? When we're thinking about making a character or a logo or anything that can be moved from as an idea, a rough idea, into something that's manifest as a physical thing or a digital picture, there is a little bit of a disconnect. Well, how do I get from idea to this thing at the other end? How do I get to this tangible idea? This is tangible. How do I get to think about a mug and then create the mug? That comes down to basically taking all of your visual library and applying it in different ways, in different modalities. When you think about how does someone create a character? Well, they've seen a certain number of characters, and they're going to inherit some traits of what they've seen before, or something they experienced. When people say, I want to create something new no one's ever seen before, it's almost going to be an impossibility. It's going to be almost an impossibility. Because our brains cross-pollinate with different ideas and different subjects to create something new. When I sit down to make something for a client, whether it be a logo, or we're doing some emo designs for their Twitch channel, there's always going to be something my brain falls back to. And I can tell you almost exactly where something might have come from. Like a rage face might have come from an anime I've seen, thinking about a logo design I'm doing for a client, it may fall back on something I saw in a logo manual, from 40, 50, 60, 75 years ago. And that baby mixed with something I saw last week, and these ideas are just a melting pot. And I'm not letting myself get trapped in one box or the other box. I'm not just pulling Legos from box A and box B. I'm taking all of my ideas and just dumping them down on the page and just kind of picking at what I think works best to answer this question. When you are thinking about practicing creativity, the first thing you need to know is, what's the problem I'm trying to solve? When we think about problem solving and creativity is kind of based around that. That is ultimately what your jump off point is to answer the question of what am I making here? What is it for? Who is it for? This is going to help narrow the answers you're going to be able to, give, or the answer you're going to be able to regurgitate to answer the question in front of you. So creativity is a way of thinking, and everybody's creative faculty is going to be a little bit different, and over time they'll get better and better and better. When you ask somebody to draw a box, the first time they draw a box, they're going to draw a square. Well, as you develop and think about what a box is not a square. A box is a three-dimensional object. It has 6 sides. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it has 6 sides, and they'll start to draw that box in three-dimensional space, and that box can move on to many, many different iterations and forms. From a chest to a vault to fill in the blank. That is what comes from practice, iteration, and pulling from your visual library over time. Well, now the next question is going to be, what's a visual library? How do I attain this visual library? You have a visual library, especially if you are, in this day and age on the internet, if you're, looking at media, if you're taking things in, if you are observing the things around you, you're already building a visual library. When I think about doing an anime character or drawing, something in the retro anime style, if anybody's been to a stream, I open up Pinterest, I type in the thing that I'm vaguely interested in, and I scroll for about 15 minutes. I don't really take much time to pull in every image. I just kind of scroll, and then I start sketching. My brain is naturally just kind of in the zone of what I was looking at, but I'm not exactly recreating anything I've seen on that page. That is how I kind of flex that creative muscle. When it comes to logo design, you never want to look up a logo. You kind of want to think about what is going on in the logo. Well, not what's going on. You kind of want to figure out what the logo is going to be for, who's it for, answer those questions. But just looking up a logo, I want a tiger logo. You put in a tiger logo, you're going to see those tiger logos. Eventually, you're going to see something like, well, how do I make this different? That's where the creative factors going to come in, where you actually have to take these disparate ideas and kind of put them and form them together. And creativity is meant to be messy. Creativity is very messy. Creativity is not me spitting out an idea perfectly. Creativity is taking an idea, just like any piece of dough to make bread. It's malleable. It has no true form yet. It's going to be rough in the very beginning, but at the end you'll have a loaf of bread that's baked. You can make a sandwich out of it. Yeah. So when you think about getting into the creative field, never be kind of turned off to saying I'm not creative. You're not creative because you're not practicing what it takes to be creative. You need to be an explorer of ideas. And sometimes when we think about what creativity is, it becomes amorphous. It becomes this kind of esoteric thing when it's really not. It's just practicing, problem solving. Just like in high school. That's kind of what I go over today. I think people really need to hear that when they see their favorite, fill in the blank, create X, Y, and Z, that they can never attain that skill or they can never attain that talent. When in actuality, there's just lots and lots of repetition, hard work, and having an open mind when you go to sit down and make things. Yeah. I think that's it. I'm a little frazzled this morning. I'm still trying to get over this past weekend. My brain's in mush because of bad sleep. But I hope that made sense. So get out there and make some stuff. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. So with that, I'll let you guys go. Keep fighting a good fight. If you have any questions, I'm always live on Twitch. Oh yeah, pick up my coffee. My coffee over on King's Coast. Yeah, there we go. Plugged. Get a Conquer roast. Use the code Conquer at checkout. Get 10% off. We are getting back in the swing of things here. And this Friday is our monthly tablet giveaway. So if you want to win a brand new tablet, swing by the Twitch channel. Over at twitch.tv/YoungCon. And I'll see you guys next week.